That's good, my brother. The best opening out of every other Pirate Warriors game. Of course, ones and twos was good too, but this one is good because I had Luffy, Ace together. Luffy, Ace, Sabo went together, and Sabo was like a new playable character. Share the World is good. I memorized that shit. Funny thing, I never stopped listening to that. Okay. So Legend Log. I was gonna play in Super Hard, but I wonder, should I? Yeah, sure, why not? And I'll go with, I'll go with Samurai Luffy. I gotta keep it plot wise, I gotta keep it plot wise. Kutsude. My boy Gold Roger. Four had some good soundtracks too, but threes was undefeated. Like 1, 2, and 3 had some of the littest soundtracks. Although what was sad is that Pirate Warriors 3 never brought back some soundtracks, especially from 2 and 1. At least some of the soundtracks. I remember they had different versions of the soundtracks and everything. But 4 brought some. Yeah. I like how they just use random dudes instead of showing all of Shanks' crew. Ben Beckman, my boy Ben Beckman, couldn't even show him. Ben Beckman or Yasop or like, oh my god. Become a great pirate. So return to me once you become a great pirate. When Shanks was playable for the first time, man.
そして少年の冒険は10年後のこの場所から始まる。
よし。
いやー、今日は船出日和だな。まずは仲間集めだ。
海賊に俺らなる。よし。
よっしゃー。行くぞ。
海賊に俺らなる。
かくしてモンキー・D・ルフィは幼い頃に出会った偉大な海賊赤髪のシャンクスとの約束を果たすため、そしていつか海賊王になる夢を果たすために故郷の村を旅立った。しかし海に出て間もなく遭難してしまう。 なすすべなく漂流していたルフィを助けたのは、とある女海賊の船で雑用係をさせられていたコビーという少年だった。海兵志望のコビーは海賊王になるというルフィの覚悟に触発されて女海賊に抵抗。その勇気を気に入ったルフィは女海賊を倒してコビーと共に海へ出る。やがて2人が到着したのは海軍大佐のモーガンが支配する町シェルズタウン。そこには海賊狩りの異名を持つ剣士ロロノア・ゾロが囚われていた。強い仲間が欲しいと考えていたルフィはコビーが止めるのも聞かずにゾロが囚われている海軍の敷地へと入っていくのだった。
The one thing I didn't like when they brought Pi Warriors 3 to PC
俺は今
is the fucking fact,
仲間を探してるんだ。
is literally the fact that it still shows it in keyboard controls. I'm still using controller, but the confirm button is literally different. A is literally X instead of A. I don't know why, but at least they fixed that when 4 dropped, but damn.
1ヶ月ここに生きたまま突っ立ってりゃ解放されることになってんだ。
I will, sir.
何が何でも生き延びて俺は俺のやりたいことを成し遂げる。
じゃあゾロが捕まった理由ってのは町の人を助けようとしたからなのか？
Ah, Kobe. This man would later on grow some balls and be one of the most strongest Marines out there.
怒らせてしまったみたいです。あの人、噂通りの悪人なんでしょうか？
ドロナーゾロの公開処刑は3日後に決まったらしい。ひどい話だが、大佐に逆らえばこっちが死刑だ。
Back in the day when Luffy was aiming to recruit one of the best right-hand mans, bro.
決めたぞコビー。
And vice captain, bro. My boy Zoro. A little. I still have some love and respect for 4Kids dub for One Piece. Although originally One Piece was on Toonami. Was on Cartoon Network, that is.
俺ゾロに会ってくる。 よしゾロ。
Oh no.
よしゾロを仲間に誘うぞ。
Yeah, I forgot I used my PS4 controller originally. Not my Xbox controller. Because the Xbox controller shows the wrong configurations, but PS4 has the right ones.
でも俺はゾロに会うんだ。
ドロナーゾロの仲間か。あいつを捕まえろ。
Playing on super hard hits different. Low key though.
ほんならやってみろ。
倒さんぞ。
Ding.
また来たのか。海賊の勧誘なら断ったはずだぜ。
俺はルフィ。
Yoroshiku.
縄を解いてやるから仲間になってくれ。
話聞いてんのかてめえ。俺にはやりてえことがあるんだ。誰が好んで海賊なんて下道になるか。
別にいいじゃんか。お前もともと悪い賞金稼ぎって言われてんだから。
世間でどう言われてるかは知らんが。
We are opening, the first opening. I dig every opening of One Piece. And every ending as well.
知るか。俺はお前を仲間にするって決めた。お前、大事な刀取られたんだろ。俺が奪い返してやるよ。そして俺から刀を返してほしけりゃ仲間になれ。
何？タチ悪いぞてめえ。
Oh, damn straight they were. And it's like, even though 4 had like, you know, new combat and everything like that, especially the fact you could finally jump after 3 games, I still think 3 just hit different. I mean, yeah, I'll still play 4 over again too, but it's like, damn.
ドロナーゾロの仲間らしき者が基地に侵入した模様です。何？反逆者は皆殺しだ。さっさと始末してこい。
I don't know when I want to start Odyssey, honestly. Well, One Piece Burning Blood, I covered the story for a while back, but, you know, that was because I was testing out my game capture by the time. And yeah, 4 was kind of meh. But you gotta give it props for covering Dressrosa with its actual ending. Oh yeah, it's supposed to be hold up. This was Luffy's old after condition of using Gear 3rd. He started turning tiny and shit. Alright, so what I'm gonna do, I gotta go all the way back. Just want to get that little sneak cutscene with Nami. Yep, Nami right there. You gotta make sure Nami doesn't get caught, or... Technically, Nami wasn't supposed to show at this part, mind you. She actually showed at the very beginning of One Piece. But, you know, this was technically the Koei giving her first appearance in the game, like, and trying to literally put it where Zoro's introduced. Nami was, like, introduced in, like, the very first episode. Zoro was introduced second. Funny thing. And Luffy and Nami did not meet by this time. So, I mean, leave it to Koei to cover up certain scenes that weren't in the anime. So, I mean... Atta! Let me stop. Let me stop. Buggy, which we're literally gonna see next level. The map to the Grand Line. Alright. Meanwhile, back to Zoro. Let's see. Might as well hit them out the way now. There you go. Worth it. That man Helmeppo was a bitch. Axan Morgan, bro. Helmeppo's father, that is. Helmeppo was a spoiled rich brat and lied about Zoro's execution. Remember.
こんなところで死ぬわけにはいかねえんだ。あいつの分まで強くなり、天国まで名前が届くように、世界一強い大剣豪になると約束したんだ。だからこんなところでくたばるわけには。
He can.
一体何者なんだ。
俺ら
俺は
海賊になることだ。
ほら、お前の宝物どれだ？
三本とも俺のさ。俺は三刀流なんでね。
ここで俺と一緒に海軍と
Oh
戦えば
man.
政府に立てつく悪党だ。このまま死ぬのとどっちがいい？
てめえは悪魔の息子かよ。まあいい。ここでくたばるくらいなら。
海賊だ。
海賊に。
That's for my boy. Join the crew, bro. Hold on. Let me stop. And I tell y'all, Zoro's one of the best, the most loyal crewmates to Luffy, bro. I don't care about everybody else, good too, man. But Zoro, my boy.
海賊にはなってやる。だがいいか。俺には野望がある。世界一の大剣豪になることだ。名前の超不条も言ってられねえ。
世界一の大剣豪、海賊王の仲間ならいくらになってもらわねえと俺が困る。さっきの偉そうなやつがいねえぞ。
She sun sun.
でぶっ飛ばしてやる。
あの小僧、噂に聞く悪魔の実シリーズの何かを食ったに違いねえ。ピストルがダメなら切り殺せ。とっととそいつらを始末しろ。ゴム人間、それにノロノアトロ、あんな奴らと戦えるわけがない。弱音を吐いた奴は俺が死刑にしてやる。俺の部下に弱卒はいらん。
どうかしてるぜこの軍隊は。
Favorite person in One Piece? I have a lot of favorites, and trust me, you don't want to hear it.
俺の命令は絶対だ。
Well, not a lot of favorites, certain favorites.
処刑してやるぞ。
And one of them definitely starts with Luffy. I just like Luffy. He's a much better written character than anybody in the big three. I like Luffy, Zoro, Law, Ace, Marco. Foxy version? Do you mean Afro Luffy? It's funny, we have that version of Luffy in Burning Blood. Well, not that anybody talks about Burning Blood. Alright, so let's see, where was it at? It was right... no, wait. Right there. Here we go. For Kobe. Alright.
海軍を敵に回してまで、どうしてこんな無茶苦茶なことを。
言ったろ、俺は海賊王になるんだ。
敵は海軍だけじゃありません。ワンピースは世界中の海賊が狙ってるんです。死にますよ。
いいんだ、俺がなるって決めたんだから。そのために戦って死ぬんなら別にいい。
僕にもやれるでしょうか。死ぬ気なら海軍に入って偉くなって悪い奴を取り締まるのが僕の夢なんです。小さい頃からの。
知らねえよ。
いいえ、やりますよ。ルフィさんとゾロさんには自分の信念に生きることを教わりました。僕だっていつか海軍将校になってみせます。
Here comes Morgan.
ロビーの夢をぶち壊しやがって。お前は俺がぶっ飛ばす。
頑張れ。偉い人間がやることは全て正しいんだ。身分も低い、称号もねえ奴らは俺に逆らう剣術がねえことを覚えておけ。
Alright, here we go. There you go. There it is. Finally, bro. Kizuna boost. Santoryu! My bad. Orera Luffy, yoroshiku.
ほらルフィ、
Yoroshiku.
よろしく。
何をぼさっとしてやる。とっととそいつらを始末しろ。ピストルがダメなら切り殺せ。
Oh, my boy Zoro.
無謀のフジナイス。
Zoro. Just doing my job, Captain.
お安いご用だ、キャプテン。
ルフィたちがモーガンを倒したことにより、シェルズタウンはモーガンの支配から解放された。結果的に町を救ったルフィたちであったが、海賊であるがため、海軍に町から追い出されることになる。
実質、町を救ってもらったことには一度感謝している。しかし君ら海賊を前にして黙っているわけにはいかない。そここの町を立ち去ってもらおう。せめてもの義理を通し、本部への連絡は避ける。
じゃ行くかゾロ。
ルフィさん。
君も仲間じゃないのか？
え、僕は彼らの仲間じゃありません。
待ちたまえ君たち。本当かね？
俺こいつが今まで何やってたか知ってるよ。
ルフィさん、まさか。
とんでもなく悪いアルビだって海賊がいたんだけど、こいつ2年
Yeah, they Yeah, man, I can imagine since the very start. They were in a
やったなこの野郎。
they were in a dinghy boat or whichever. I forgot what it was called. I think they call it a dinghy or something.
やめたまえ。君らが仲間じゃないことはよくわかる。
And that's the same boat that Luffy was in ever since he first sailed.
わざとか。
And Luffy and Zoro literally was in that same boat.
殴らせて。
Like they didn't get like a ship until like they didn't get like the Going Merry until like
僕は
2 arcs later on.
バカか。ここから這い上がれ
Like all the way until Syrup Village arc was where they got the Going Merry.
僕を海軍に入れてください。
Like straight until Usopp was added to the crew. When at least Luffy had a crew of like, you know, they were a crew of 4. They had the Going Merry.
反対ですよ。
And then
私はまだ君を信用しきれない。
all the way until
素性を調べて。
I would say all the way until
僕は海軍将校に
around Thriller Bark. No, sorry. After Enies Lobby.
海賊にやられた
At the end of Enies Lobby, they got Thousand Sunny.
海軍を甘く見るな。入隊を許可する。
大した猿芝居だったな。あれじゃバレてもおかしくねえぞ。
あとはコビーがなんとかするさ。
ルフィさん。
Like how the Marines also saluted him too.
このご恩は一生忘れません。
また会おうなコビー。
It's funny, the Marines also saluted Luffy and them too.
やったな。
Go grabbing my eggs real quick. Yeah, it's the one you're probably talking about is Odyssey, which I have not played yet though, but soon. Pirate Warriors 4 after you caught up with the manga. Oh, you'll definitely enjoy Pirate Warriors 4, although it doesn't have much content as 3 does. But Pirate Warriors 4 does thing about Pirate Warriors 4 is that Wano's ending is actually a game original. Wano's story is actually a game original, and it's not the actual ending as in the anime, sadly, because I think when Pirate Warriors 4 dropped, One Piece wasn't really all the way finished with Wano. I think they were still on Whole Cake Island arc or something, but or finished with Whole Cake Island arc. That is, they were still in the middle of Wano. So, but Dressrosa actually has the actual story, just like in the anime. I mean, at least.
その条件とは、ナミと共にバギーの元に行くこと。それを快諾したルフィは、ナミの案内でバギー一味が占拠する店を訪れる。
The early East Blue arcs, I would say Pirate Warriors 1 and Pirate Warriors 3 right here, because Pirate Warriors 3 covers a lot more than Pirate Warriors 1 and 4. The only thing I will say about Pirate Warriors 1 is that Pirate Warriors 1 is a PS3 exclusive. So your only choice of playing Pirate Warriors 1 is buying a PS3 or emulating it. But Pirate Warriors 1 gives you a great experience since its gameplay, its adventure-like gameplay is very similar to the anime a bit. But Pirate Warriors 3, if you want the full experience of East Blue Saga, definitely Pirate Warriors 3, because Pirate Warriors 3 has Logtown. Which is where the East Blue pretty much ends and they get on their way to the Grand Line. It covers up everything, especially everything from the very beginning when Zoro is recruited. So you definitely won't be missing a lot. The only thing about Pirate Warriors 3 is that Dressrosa wasn't complete by the time. So anything past East Blue, all the way to the very end of Dressrosa, Dressrosa is the only one that's not fully complete. Facts. Logtown is like Pirate Warriors 3 is the first Pirate Warriors game out of the 4 to have Logtown. Not only that, it also covers up Sierra Village arc, which means Captain Kudo is like an NPC, so you can fight him too. Axam Morgan is an NPC, like covers up everything. I definitely say you won't regret playing Pirate Warriors 3. It even has a lot more content than 4. Its mission mode called Dream Log, its Dream Log and Nightmare Log give you a long variety of missions. It's one of those extra game modes you play when you want to challenge yourself and stuff too. Has a lot more than Treasure Log and Pirate Warriors 4.
一人に何人がかりだ。
貴様、ロロノはゾロに間違いねえな。
Something like that, yeah. That's another way of putting it.
いや、興味ねえな。俺はやめたんだ。
It's basically set in a big map. Full of many challenges to choose from, as well as DLC challenges that consist of level 100. And if Dreamlog ain't enough, there's Nightmare Log, which consists of level 100 missions. That's why 3 is arguably the best one out of the 4. I mean, yeah, 4 has, you know, the jumping mechanic. But still.
了解。
あんたはどうすんのよ。
おい、天下だ。
はい。
よせ、伏せろ
ルークスが檻からは出られた。さて、どうするかな。
有り金全部出してやれ。
やめてくれ。
遺族って最低。
バギーの手下だな。飛ばしてやる。
Bro, compared, like, Back then when Buggy was introduced, bro, compared to now, bro, back then dude was like a menace at first. But then like now, Homeboy is a joke. Well, technically he is supposed to be a joke at the start. He was supposed to be a joke as a funny character since he's a clown and shit. But Homeboy ain't even like, how do I say this? Mihawk, Crocodile, they're practically using Buggy's position as Emperor just to threaten many other people and shit. Like, I think the most dumbest mistake that Oda ever did, well, then again, it's surprising too, so I wouldn't call it dumb, is the fact that Buggy became a warlord, of course. But then again, that's only because of his fame and shit that he got during Marineford, during the War of the Best and shit. And then to top it all off, he becomes Emperor. I'm like, excuse me? I think Emperor is a little bit too much, especially for someone like Buggy. I mean, he may have been part of Gold Roger's crew and stuff, which makes sense to give him a position like that, but still. Buggy's a fool. That's another good way to call it. Yeah. True. Although Buggy, in a sense, has an ability, while Mr. Satan, Hercule, doesn't really have much. Hercule's only good ability is dodging, especially from crazy motherfuckers who would destroy the earth, like Kid Buu. Hercule was dodging Kid Buu's attacks like it was nothing, bro. Not even knowing he did.
よし、行こうか。
あんたも行くの？お腹の傷は？
腹の傷よりやられっぱなしで傷ついた俺の名の方が重傷だ。
行こうか。
じゃ、行くぞ。
頼む。この町を守ってくれないか。
いいぞ。バギーをぶっ飛ばしゃいいんだろ。ぶっ飛ばすだけじゃなくて守るの。ここを落とされたら私たちの負け。いいわね。
派手にぶっ飛ばしてやれ。
Shisun-sun!
されてたまるか。俺たちも加勢するぞ。奴らに打ち返してやれ。
おお、町の連中も勢いづいてきたな。
going on, stuff? I gotta see stuff. It's just that I have so many other anime on the list and some that I'm also rewatching before I can even actually try and get to Lazarus. But it is still on my list though. Thanks for recommending it to me. Marius, what up?
探したよ。
My girl Alvita.
久しぶりだね。まさか私のこの顔を忘れたわけじゃないよね。
誰だお前。バニーの仲間か？
あいつとはあんたを探す目的で手を組んだんだ。私の男になるのなら、あいつに負けてちゃ話にならない。
うるせえ。お前なんか知らねえぞ。
まだ思い出さないのかい？まあいい。すぐに思い出させてあげるよ。
よしとどもに海賊の一団を敵に回すことの恐ろしさを教えてやる。いけ！
The thing about Pirate Warriors 4 that I didn't like, and I knew it was going to be very short, is the fact that they skip a lot of One Piece arcs, for one. A lot of One Piece arcs are literally skipped. Especially Arlong Park. That is one of the best One Piece arcs of the East Blue. And it's what get people really hooked in One Piece and hyped for the first time. They go straight to Alabasta at the start of Pirate Warriors 4. Then they go straight to Enies Lobby arc, aka Water 7. Then they go to Sabaody. Then after Sabaody, they go straight to Marineford, obviously. Then they go straight to the New World arc with Return to Sabaody, and then they skip Fishman Island, they skip Punk Hazard, they get to Dressrosa, they go straight to Whole Cake Island, and then they go straight to Wano, and that's it. The other One Piece arcs that were skipped in the East Blue, Syrup Island arc, Romance Dawn arc, where they literally include Zoro to the crew, Arlong Park is skipped, Baratie is skipped, Thriller Bark is skipped. Many East Blue arcs for One Piece are literally skipped. Titans of the Tide. What was the last SpongeBob game? The previous one. They still making games, bro? Especially since the fact that the series is literal dog shit now. And I'm being honest right there, because literally new SpongeBob looks bad. Like the animation looks like it's on crack and it needs to like downgrade back to the old one. And yes, I hate the Patrick show as well. That was the worst spinoff I've ever never seen it, and I'm glad I didn't, man. But just hearing it, I can tell it's bad. Who the hell wants to animate and adapt these shitty stuff? Like, have to save Bikini Bottom. I ain't hear the Flying Dutchman in a while, bro. They actually brought him back. Is his skills even on par with King Neptune? Like, low key though. And it's funny because they sold him for the stupidest amount ever. I mean, like, seriously, if you're gonna sell him for a bigger price. What did he do? He sold him for a quarter or something? Either way, man, it was low as fuck.
バギーが持ってるのかしら。海図の代わりに結構なお宝が手に入ったわ。ま、結果オーライね。
何？俺の財宝を離さねえか。
嫌よ。なんで私の宝を置いてかなきゃいけないのよ。
てめえの宝だ。
当たり前でしょ。海賊専門の泥棒の私が今海賊から宝を奪ったんだから、この宝は私のもんだって言ってんの。
King of the Sea and King of the Underworld? But who would be stronger though?
悪党が悪党に説教？持論のバカバカしさはお互い様でしょ。非道な海賊に間違いを正されるほど落ちちゃいないつもりだけど。
言いてえことはそれだけか。覚悟はできてんだろうな。派手に撃てバギーラマ。この感覚の
Tatsumaki! Shisun! True. I wonder if he could also, like, bring Neptune all the way down to Davy Jones's locker.
今のうちに。
この俺を出し抜けると思うなよ。
じゃあ私はあっちを狙ってあげるよ。
ハギ約束通りぶっ飛ばしてやる。
三刀流奥義参戦世界。Y'all want to power up? I can power up too.
美しいだけじゃ船長は務まらないってこと分からせてあげるよ。
気をつけて。あの女、他のやつらとは何か違うわ。
Wait for it. Woo! Santori. This Wednesday? Well, hope you enjoy, man. Meanwhile, I'll be waiting for that new One Piece episode tonight. Woo! Facts though. If you're already caught up with the manga, then you're definitely past all of One Piece in general, all of the One Piece anime in general, plus any new episodes before it reaches, before it reaches the current point that the manga's at, which will probably be never. But have you given the movies a try? What are they on now for the manga? Elbaf arc? I heard they're on Elbaf arc. But you should give the movies a try though. The movies you'll definitely love. Facts though, it's good to see you choosing Egghead arc, because a lot of people dick ride Dressrosa too much. It's a good arc, but still. And Wano was good too, but I think people were praising Wano too much. What's going on, Char? Movies first? Yeah, low key though. You'll definitely love the movies.
てめえらなんぞがグランドラインに入って何をする
Or Koala was trying to kick Sabo, you was like, it should have been. Koala's a babe, bro. I kind of wish we could see more of her too. And the way she keep being in Sabo's face, all like Sabo-kun. Yo, when you watch the first One Piece movie, the one thing I gotta say is that the first One Piece movie's animation is beautiful.
キャプテンバギーの本気を見てんだから
Who's the baddie in the thumbnail? Look up Senran Kagura Hikage. That's her name, Senran Kagura Hikage. Also, give the OVAs of One Piece a try too. The OVAs are also worth watching. Not sure if OVAs really, like, you know, pique your interest, but I promise you this, they're definitely worth watching. Hikage is the babe. Hikababe is more like it. Alright, one more and I'll switch to Like a Dragon afterwards. Well, how much more time before I can pop on Like a Dragon? I want to pop on Like a Dragon at 12. So I'm also have eggs ready around 12 too, so I mean. Because Like a Dragon is usually something I save for last. Plus, I'm getting on it a lot more tonight, so there's that too.
Nami を航海士に迎えたルフィは本格的にグランドラインを目指すべくオレンジの街を後にし
I like how they say,
航海の途上
I like how they say Nami was I like how they think that Nami's part of the crew, but she's really not. She's like, she ain't even a temporary member yet. Cause she about to betray them. I'm still close, We're gonna get it out the way though and get on with the main story. They're foul for letting Senran Kagura die? Well, the thing is that without a proper story to even lead the series on, there's really no point. And I will admit that the story is kind of mediocre. I mean, yeah, we all care for the fan service. We all care about, you know, the fan service and stuff, which is what we come for. But, like, the story itself is kind of mediocre at best. And, like, plus they're running out of spin-offs and stuff, too. So it's like there's really nothing left. And then one of my friends sent me, like, tagged me in a video saying, oh, there's gonna be a new SK game. Obviously not a new SK game. It's a fucking collab.
村の民家も適度に襲い、あくまで事故を装い、かやお嬢様を殺すんだ。聞いた通りだ、ウソップ君。君が何を聞こうとも、私の計画に影響はない。
Okay, I will admit, the personalities for the characters, they're fine. The backstories, not so much. The backstories are like generic. The backstories are like so generic that you hear it in every anime. Like, my my parents were killed by this, and I wanted to get revenge on such and such and stuff. Like, it's the same type of stuff we hear in like a lot of backstories. Personality wise, yes, we have a lot of good SK characters, but like backstory wise, I can't. Backstory wise, I just can't, because you know, like when that one creator is literally just focused on like, you know, the main reason of why everybody likes it, they don't really have like the time to even focus on you know, good written things when they're focusing on like, you know, the genre at hand, which is softcore fan service.
明日もいつも通り平和な一日が来ると思ってる。だから俺はこの海岸で海賊どもを迎え
Kudo just want money, bro. He just wants straight up money.
それが嘘つきとして俺の通すべき筋
Kudo was like creepy as fuck to me when I was first introduced to him.
こんなわけも
Like, I didn't think a butler could turn into something like that, but Oda really made that shit real.
殺されてたまるかよ。
とんだお人よしだぜ。
He was like, what are your specialties? I punch. I cut. I steal. Okay, I run. You're fighting too. Let me stop. Usopp was low-key about to run away and let Luffy and them do the work. I'm like... I'm like, you want your village saved? You gotta fight too. Don't just run.
俺の名はキャプテンウソップ。死にたくなきゃさっさと引き返せ。
あんなガキは踏み潰して
北から攻めてきたみてえだな。
Oh yeah, finally popped in that Sonic battle save. So we'll be all set. We just gotta edit ML's moveset. Because there might be a few things I want to change, obviously. Oh yeah, yeah, facts though. Because both the soundtracks are actually a little bit alike when you think about it. Well, when you listen to it in Japanese, but if you listen to it in dub, then it doesn't sound alike, sadly. One Piece Gold? Which one are we talking about? Film Gold or Heart of Gold? Because there was like 2 titles with gold on it. Oh, okay, so you're talking about Film Gold then, okay. Like which one though? Which one was it? Film? Okay, so Film Gold it is, okay. I don't know why they gave it like 2 titles with gold on it. Heart of Gold and Film Gold. Heart of Gold I never really seen much, to be honest, but I've seen every other One Piece film as well as OVA. Yo, facts though! On God. Shin Loki bringing back memories of a baddie, bro. Baddie outfit. That devil fruit was pretty good too, yeah. Foxley, you're right on that. Gum Gum Storm is still an underrated move. And I don't think I see it being used much anymore in time skip One Piece, that is.
罠の準備は万端だ。あとは奴らを誘い込めば。おーい、野郎ども！こっちが村への近道みてえだぞ！
おっ村はつけやっていくな
For ML? Just let me know about it when I get on Sonic Battle. Just remind me. Sonic Battle is lit. I was bringing it back this year because I wanted to play it again and shit. They even brought back Sonic Advance a couple of, I think last year.
もうそうに予定の時間は過ぎてるってのに。
キャプテンクロ
なかなか計画が進まねえと思ったら、なんだこのザマは。
Out of the bag technique.
もう少し待ってやる。それでこの場を片付けられねえようなら、てめえら一人残らず、俺の手で殺してやら。
ヤゴども、村へ急げ。このままじゃキャプテンクロに殺されちまう。
My overall favorite will always be Sonic Heroes.
どうしちゃいられねえ。別の道にもバリケードを作らねえと。よし、ここのバリケードは。
Oh yeah, that's right, he was.
あ、そうだな。
Now I remember.
私のよ。シベリー隊ともあげないわ。ウソップ？私が時間稼いであげるから。その間にバリケードを作るのよ。
Yeah, like Robin was all like, almost said Nami. Robin was all like, Frankie, please don't talk like that.
よし、これで簡単には村に入れねえはずだ。まずい、バリケードを壊されちまう。だが爆弾を持ってるやつを倒してくれ。
Bro, Zoro was badass at that moment. Man took the pain for his captain, bro. Who wouldn't go that far, man? Zoro is just a different breed. Nanimo Nakata. Woo! Does Nami or Robin have anyone of interest? Well, I would say the closest that Robin has an interest in would probably be Zoro. It's gotta be Zoro. And Nami's only interest is money. Is literally money. Treasure, like anything money-wise. Oh, you talking about Olivia?
こそこそ逃げ回って何を生きがっている。
Facts though.
そういえば、お前の親父も村を逃げ出した臆病者だったか。
臆病者だと。てめえ、それ以上親父をバカにするな。俺は親父が海賊であることを誇りに思ってる。勇敢な海の戦士であることを誇りに思ってる。俺はホラ吹きだがな。俺が海賊の血を引いているその誇りだけは偽るわけにはいかねえんだ。
生意気な。今にその言葉を後悔させながら殺してやる。
And it's like, one thing's for sure though, even if we want certain characters to be with those other characters, but Oda on the other hand does not plan on shipping any characters in One Piece, as he only wants Luffy to focus on his goal. I think the only reason he said that was because he wanted to was because he believed that, you know, shipping characters together in his own series would probably, like, you know, mess things up halfway along the journey. Hey, bro, you jump into conclusions. Rayleigh getting drunk and saying the One Piece? Bruh. At that point, bro, I would have just started closing my ears, bro. Now the anime that had the most annoyingest ships is Fairy Tail. I don't know how y'all can watch Fairy Tail, bro. Even after all the shit they give us, bro. I'm sorry, man. I just can't watch Fairy Tail anymore. I said I was gonna catch up, bro, but I don't know. Fairy Tail, it used to be it for me back with the original series, man, but now it's just, I don't know. Kudo was literally Freddy Krueger, though. You right on that.
時間だ。全員消してやる。
かっこ悪い海賊団だな。お前がキャプテンで、たとえ何百人部下を従えようと、ウソップには勝てね
面白いことを言いやがる。何が勝てねえのか言ってみろ。
え。普通はだよ。お前は本物の海賊を知らねえんだ。
侮辱されたもんだ。ならば教えてやる。幾度となく視線を越えた海賊の恐ろしさを。
構え、杓子だ。杓子を使う気だ。
杓子。
キャプテンクロー、やめてください。無駄だ。これは抜き足での無差別攻撃。やつゆえ本人も何食ってるか分かっちゃいねえんだ。
出てこい羊。お前は仲間を何だと思ってるんだ。
Facts, we all got lives out there now. Back then it may have been easy to actually catch up. Well, technically, back then as a kid when the episodes were first airing in an anime, we just didn't know about long-running anime by the time. We didn't know that they would actually be long-running animes in the near future. But the one thing that's been going on these days is that animes now that were long running back then and came back years later, like Bleach, you notice that they've been getting like 12 or 11 episodes now. Because now they don't really have the budget to actually do long running episodes now. With the rising in taxes and stuff like that, it kind of makes sense a bit. Thousand Year Blood War arc having like 3 or 4 parts and stuff, being split into 12 episodes for Bleach. It's like that even with a lot of new animes too. 12 episodes each for each part. Django was the Michael Jackson in One Piece. Not even just Django. Eneru was the Eminem of One Piece. Yo, same with me, man. I did that for Bleach and and One Piece. Well, for One Piece, I did it years later on. For One Piece, I did it later on when I was in high school, and surprisingly, I did manage to catch up. It's true that I wasn't really I was honestly in no life and wasn't focusing much on my future, and that's still technically the case. But what's the worst Macross series? I'm not gonna say Macross 7 if that's what you're expecting me to say. I love Macross 7, and despite what people say about it, I still love it. Either Delta or Frontier? Damn, you don't fuck with Frontier? Well, you know, honestly, I like people like you when you say that. Because, what you call it? It's surprising, yet actually, impressive. I'm actually surprised, yet impressive. Because of the fact that, you know, that's like, what you call it? What can I get at? That's like mentioning, like, that's like a lot of people dick riding one of the, like, greatest series out there these days, or greatest generational series, for example, and thinking it's good when other people think it's trash. That's what I'm actually impressed about. Because you wouldn't expect people to say that, and it's like, it's news to me, so you know what? I fucks with that. I like Frontier a little bit, but some parts of Frontier I did not really fuck with. In my opinion, I'm gonna be honest with you, I think Frontier is a little bit rushed. Not all the way, but a little bit rushed. That's all I'll say. A little bit rushed, though. And I've never seen Delta. So I'm not really sure how to feel about that one, but I'm gonna give Delta a try though. I haven't seen Macross 0 either. I know we didn't talk about 0, but I still haven't seen 0 yet though. But yes, 7 is peak, including the movies as well. Not to mention, when you think about it, I know we've had a lot of singers. I know we have a lot of singers in you know, Macross, like mainly just being the females, of course, but Basara, in my opinion, is like the first ever male character, in my opinion, to actually be a singer in Macross history. I mean, his songs, even in Frontier, you hear Basara's songs. In Frontier, you literally hear Basara's songs. Because his songs are, like, well known. Dude's famous. And a red Valkyrie? Who doesn't fuck with that? Valkyrie Fire is fucking peak. I got a C+ as well. I definitely got a C+. I don't know why I said C+, but yeah. C+. Get what I mean? Let me just say this. Let me ask you this though. Did you ever have any baddies in Macross Frontier? At least be honest about that. Do you think any of the female characters in Frontier were baddies or not? We all know Ronka ain't legit though. We all know she's not legit. So I mean, oh yeah, like, and that's how he got the name God Usopp and shit. Darling in the Franxx? Darling in the Franxx had some crazy waifus. 02 was good, but you know, I think my overall favorite waifu in Darling in the Franxx was probably Miku. I'll be honest with you. I ain't fuck with Ichigo. I didn't fuck with Ichigo. I didn't fuck with Coco. Coco, in my opinion, was kind of bland. Actually, no. Coco was not bland. Ichiko was bland in Darling in the Franxx. She was bland. She kept trying to get with Hiro when she knew it was not going to work between them. I don't like Ichiko from Darling in the Franxx. Honestly, like, 02 was a perfect match for Hiro, in my opinion. Even though 02 was technically 02 was how do I say this? Each person she teams up with, from what I remember, they all die because of her. So that was the only downside to working together with 02. And even though Hiro was a perfect partner for 02, later on in the series, let's not forget that fighting together with 02 put a strain on Hiro's body, from what I remember. And because of that, like, you know, she had to stay away from him. Everybody tried to stop 02 from going near Hiro or even bothering him. Stop it with a kick. There you go. Stop. Wadi. Usopp would have died if he actually sailed out on his own as a pirate. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. His own crew would have literally died, bro. What are you talking about? Get on. I get to be the captain, right? No, you're not. Trust me, there's a lot of bad shit said about Darling in the Franxx, and I can agree with you right there. And it's because of the fact that, think about it for a sec. Look at the design of the mechs. They're literally all female mechs. Not that we can really consider a gender for mechs or anything like that, but like when you look at the mechs, and what do you call them? I only know the main mech for Hiro and 02, and that's the Lexia. But like every mech in Darling in the Franxx, and think about it for a sec. Think about it for a sec, because your partner is literally on your dick. Let me stop. I'm sorry. Let me stop. That's all I'm going to say. There's a reason why males and females are literally partners. Because it takes two pilots, it takes a man and a woman, just to straight up pilot a Lance. A Franxx. I think it's a Franxx, I think. A Franxx. That's what they call the mechs, Franxx. It takes a man and a woman to pilot that shit. Can you tell me which part you think the woman is literally piloting next to the male pilot? The male pilot is obviously on top, but where do you think the woman is at? She on the bottom. That's why a lot of people said a lot of bad things about Darling in the Franxx, because they don't take it seriously as a mech series. Because of the fact that it's kind of, how do I say this? Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Stelezia. That Stelezia is the one we're talking about. Darling in the Franxx. The guys are literally piloting on top while the woman is literally just like on the bottom. And what's the one thing they're looking at? Their ass. That's why it got so many like bad ratings. Well, not bad ratings. It's still popular, but you know, it's hated by at least a small amount of fans.